what looks different? Is it my face? Is it my body? Is it my fingers? No, I'm just joking.
She has 3 boob jobs, 2 BBLs, a nose ring.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. We're switching it up from vlogs. I've honestly been getting tired of just doing vlogs. So today is gonna be more of a chatty Q&A video. As you guys can tell by the title, I got a little secret procedure that we're gonna talk about. I wanna give a huge shout out to Way for partnering with me for today's video. You guys know I'm obsessed with Way hair care. I've been using Way's products for such a long time now. You guys know I cannot live without my detox shampoo. Even when I travel, my detox shampoo comes with me. The detox shampoo deeply cleanses away buildup from styling products, oils, impurities, and more. If you're trying to blow out your hair and you're like, I just cannot get that volume, I promise you probably just have a ton of buildup in oil on your scalp weighing it down. I always make sure to double shampoo. So here I'm using the medium hair shampoo from Way. So you guys see I'm also using a little scalp scrubber, but this just smells so incredible, y'all. And again, it just gets my scalp nice and squeaky clean. One thing I love about Way is that they know that everybody has different hair types. So there's shampoo and conditioner that are made to deliver exactly what's right for your hair type. So you can actually go to their website and take a quiz to find out what kind of hair type you have. I have medium hair, which is why I use the medium hair shampoo and conditioner. I alternate between the Way medium hair conditioner and then the hair gloss. So the hair gloss is kind of more like a treatment, but you use it in place of conditioner. So this time I just use my conditioner, but again, I love using both. I always comb my conditioner through my hair and let it sit on there for a few minutes. I'll like tie my hair up and then I'll use that time to shave, wash my body, and then I'll rinse out my conditioner with cold water. I love using a blast of cold water because I really feel like it just helps my hair look shiny and kind of like seal the cuticle. So then once I'm out of the shower, I use my Way leave-in conditioner. This stuff is so good, y'all, and it smells amazing. I love using the Melrose Place fragrance as well from Way. It smells incredible, y'all. Everything from Way just smells so good. You guys just have to smell it. You guys can wash your way to healthy hair and get a hair routine that's made just for you by Way. Go to theouai.com/Nazanin for 15% off any product. That's theouai.com/Nazanin. I'll have it linked down below for you guys, and make sure y'all check it out.
Let me touch up my lips real quick. What is that? A little something. I just got the new EXO Cosmetics lip kits in the mail. This is the lip liner in OG. Dominique Cosmetics Gloss in Strawberry Lemonade. I love supporting influencer brands. Because to me, influencer brands, like makeup influencer brands, are just so good because like the owner themselves are like makeup girls. Like they know like what's good, you know what I mean? I just ran into Best Buy real quick because I could not find my tripod for the life of me. I looked everywhere, could not find it. I don't really love this one because see, I had it. I have this tripod, but mine is really old. Like I think I've had this since like the Ohio days. So I feel like this part got really worn out because I was trying to screw it into my camera and it would not tighten up at all. So I think there's just something off with the threading. So I just bought one real quick, but I don't know. There's just something about this one. I feel like everybody loves it but me. I don't know. I just bought it. Maybe I haven't used it in a while. I'll like it again, but might just return it after I find my regular one. My natural hair is making an appearance today. I go back and forth with my natural hair. Anyways, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. As you guys can tell by the title of this video, we're gonna be doing more of just like a chit chat, life update video. I feel like I've just been doing so many vlogs, and it's not like that I'm tired of doing vlogs. I did take a little bit of a break because of what you guys are gonna be finding out in this video, but I just feel like it's kind of getting repetitive. Like we get it. Like I feel like you guys have seen the vlogs. Let's just, you know, connect one-on-one. I always like to kind of break up the vlogs and do some like sit down talking videos just so we can all feel like really connected and you guys can know like what's going on in my life and stuff like that. So let me know down below if you guys like sit down videos, if you guys prefer vlogs. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Also, if you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and tap that bell icon so you'll always be notified when I upload. And also be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. It will really help me out and let me know that you guys like these videos. So with that being said, let's get into today's video. Let's just start with the elephant in the room. You guys can see from the title, I put that I got a secret procedure, and I'll give you guys a second to guess what I got done. What looks different? even though like I did my hair different today. So maybe that's what looks different. But what looks different? Is it my face? Is it my body? Is it my fingers? No, I'm just joking. But I think you guys can tell what I got done, because they look good, okay? I got my boobs redone. Yes, you guys heard that right. I got my boobs redone. I didn't announce it. I didn't make a big thing of it. But I did schedule it, I would say like back in like May or June. We did schedule to redo the boobies, and the time has come. My surgery was on September 23rd, and I went back to Dr. Kavari, and we, you know, gave them a little nip and tuck. So this video is just gonna be just kind of updating you guys on that. Also just like updating you guys on my life and what's coming up in the next few weeks. But I wanted to talk about my boobs specifically. Like, part of me was like, should I even share it? I feel like I go back and forth all the time, because I know how cruel people can be on the internet, unfortunately. Like I feel like I'm so open, but then people will still be like so mean about it. Like, now I said that I got my boobs redone, now it's gonna be like,
She has 3 boob jobs, 2 BBLs, a nose ring.
like, you know, that's how people are. So for my boobs, I got another lift. So let's just get that clear. I have never had implants, and I still do not have implants. That's why I'm so excited to talk to you guys about them today, because I feel like they're a game changer for girls who don't want implants, okay? So yeah, I've never ever had implants in my life, and these are not implants, and they look like this. So pretty much, you guys know, I got my mommy makeover done exactly a year ago. Literally, my surgery was September 18th of 2023. That's when I got my mommy makeover. So it's been exactly a year, and that's the thing. Kavari doesn't like to do any revisions until you hit that year mark. But I would say like after my launch party for what my sis said, I wore a certain dress, and I just felt like my breasts were still really droopy. Like, I'm like, you know, I went through this whole thing of like getting a lift, and the thing is, we looked at the pictures like 6 weeks after my surgery versus, you know, how they were before I redid them, and my boobs changed. Like, that's the thing, they like sagged after the surgery. I think like we both agreed they were a little bit too big for my frame. Dr. Kavari was basically explaining to me that like my skin wasn't able to support the weight of my boobs, so my boobs ended up drooping a bit. So I obviously didn't like that. The thing is, my nipple, like, I feel like I'm getting so like all the details, y'all, I'm putting it all out there, but even my areola like stretched, like it was like larger than what it was after surgery because of my breasts drooping. So like the great thing is, like, Dr. Kavari and I, like, we were on the same page. He's like, I agree with you, like, we can get them how you want it. Like, we see eye to eye on like what you want, and I really appreciate that from him as a surgeon. Like, he looked at me and he was like, he didn't try to gaslight me like, oh no, you're fine. Like, he was like, let's get you what you want. So I have a lot of trust in him, and he, you know, listens when I tell him like I want to fix this. He's like, all right, like, we're gonna make it work. So I went back, I was like, you know what, we both agreed the breast got a little bit droopy, the boobs weren't able to, my skin wasn't able to support my boobs. And that's the thing, I felt like my boobs were still too big. That's the thing though, like, some girls probably would have loved having that large of boobs. Like, everybody is different, you know what I mean? So for me, I knew like I want them smaller. I felt like my large breasts were just making it hard to wear certain clothes. Pretty much everything I'd have to like kind of tweak around my boobs, and I didn't like that. I didn't like the look, and I feel like when you have really large breasts, I felt like I looked like top heavy. It made me look a little bit bigger than I was, and I wasn't really rocking with that. So we decided to do another lift, but this time, you guys know last time I got a breast lift with a fat transfer. This time we decided to get an internal bra added in. So if you guys don't know what an internal bra is, I recommend looking it up, because I don't know if I can put pictures on the screen, and I'm not trying to deal with like this video getting like blocked or something for it. But pretty much it's like this mesh that gets sewn into like pretty much this bottom part of your breasts, and over time it like gets replaced by collagen. So it basically creates like support for boobs. You can add it with implants, you can do it just with the lift. I did it with just my lift, but let me warn you guys, it gets sutured to your rib cage, okay? I was in a lot of pain the first week. Not unbearable, I feel like I have a pretty high pain tolerance, but typically a breast lift doesn't really hurt, and this one hurt. Like, I'm not even gonna front with you guys, so if you decide to get the internal bra, brace yourself. It's really not that bad. They give you pain medication, but I just didn't want to take the painkillers. but it's a lot worse than a regular breast lift. So if you guys didn't know, I've had 3 breast lifts my whole, like in my life, I've had 3. The first one I got when I was 19. You know what? Let's go on a trip down memory lane with my boobs, okay? So let's start. I got my first ever lift and reduction when I was 19 years old. I'll put a picture on the screen. This picture, y'all, this is before I got any work done. So that's my natural face, natural nose, natural lips. Like, I think that trip to LA was like my first time getting lip filler. No, maybe a few months after. But this was when I was like 18 years old in this picture. So if you guys can see, this is the thing that I never liked about my boobs. Just off the bat, like, my boobs were really saggy for my age. If you were to just see a photo of my boobs at this time, like, you would not think they were attached to an 18 or 19-year-old girl. Like, it just, I've always had like large boobs, unfortunately. So they were large, my nipples kind of pointed downward. Just aesthetically, they weren't what I wanted them to be. But one big main concern I've had with my boobs, and I didn't really realize it until after my first breast lift, because I just thought my boobs were saggy, I had a lot of space in the center. You see how I lack center cleavage? That was something that I've always like disliked about my boobs, like from a young age. I hated that I didn't have like center cleavage, even when I wore stuff, like, to kind of, it just wasn't fair. Like, I have big boobs but no cleavage, like, you know, like aesthetically, like they weren't shaped how I wanted them to be. So I got my first ever lift. It wasn't with Kavari, but it was with a great surgeon as well. His name is Dr. Raban. Highly recommend him as well. I have a few friends that have gone to him from my initial recommendation and they love their work. So he's also really great. I got my breast lift done with him. And the thing is, I think because I was like young and stuff, again, I was like 18 or 19 years old. Maybe, I don't know, was the internal bra even a thing back then? Maybe it wasn't, because, like, the thing is, I feel like when you don't know exactly what to ask for when you walk into a surgeon's office, it's just kind of like, I guess you can show pictures. I think the best thing to do is show pictures and show the surgeon, like, what your aesthetic goals are. Like, I don't think I showed any pictures with my first one. So I think it's important to, like, show like what you want. So I did get my lift. They were great. The reduction and lift, they were a great size, great shape, but still I had no center cleavage. I don't know if I have pictures. I can try to find pictures of it, but still I was lacking this. You see this? I was still lacking this, because again, we didn't do a fat transfer to the boobs. We didn't do an internal bra. Like, it was just a lift. And let me tell you guys, from speaking to other friends that I have that have just gotten a lift, I personally feel like when you just do a lift by itself, the results don't really last that long. I don't know. I personally think that, like, at the end of the day, when you just get a lift and you're not getting implants put in, there's no, like, what is there to support the weight of the boob? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's like the same as like a natural boob. And it's like, you don't really have mechanisms in there to kind of defy gravity. Like, over time, they will kind of sag again. And that's the thing, y'all. If you have naturally big boobs, let me tell you, if you have naturally big boobs and you get a reduction, if you gain weight, your fat is going to want to go there. That's just how your body's set up. The fat wants to go there. And I feel like a lot of girls who have that problem, when they lose weight, their boobs are the first to go. So, I'm getting hot, guys. But yeah, so I personally think if you're like in the market to get a lift, I think you should definitely ask your surgeon about the internal bra, about fat transfer to the boobs. I think there needs to be more than just a lift, at least in my experience. So I got that when I was 19. I got my reduction and lift. Don't regret it at all. I still, like, just having that weight taken off of me, especially as a young girl. Like, I was young. Like, I want to wear my crop tops. I want to wear, you know, these little shirts and not have to worry about like my boobs, one going east, one going west. You know what I mean? So it was definitely very worth it at the time. I was happy with them. I got pregnant at 20, had my first baby at 21, breastfed. And then also I had my twins. So I had 2 pregnancies, 3 kids, breastfed all of them. So by the time I was done with all of that, my boobs changed significantly. I'll put a picture on the screen of my boobs after, this is after the initial lift, but this is after 3 kids, 2 pregnancies, and breastfeeding. So you guys can see it was definitely like not what I wanted. They got droopy again, still lacking that center fullness because I haven't done anything about it. So that's when I went to my initial mommy makeover. I got that done. So I got the 360 lipo with the breast lift. But with that one, we did a fat transfer to the boob. So I told Dr. Kavari, I was like, I want center cleavage. So he did the fat transfer to the boobs and they looked great, but again, they were big. And I remember telling that to him, like, I feel like they're still a little bit big. And he's like, you might just be swollen. Like, we have to let time go by to like make any changes. So time went by. I still felt like they were too big for my body. And again, because they were so big, they started to sag again. So that's when we decided, okay, we're gonna make them about, he said about 20-30% smaller, and we are gonna add in the internal bra. He's like, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to give you this upper pull fullness that you want. And y'all, when I tell you, he crafted these babies, okay? Like, my boobs are a little awkwardly shaped. I'm less than 2 weeks out of surgery right now, but my boobs are a little oddly shaped without a bra, I'm not gonna lie. Like, the bottom, he warned me about it though before. He's like, look, like, you're gonna be really tight at the bottom. So when like I'm overcompensating for this top part, so when your boobs do like heal and kind of settle in, you still have that upper pull fullness that you're going for. So that's the thing. I told him, I was like, should I get implants? Like, because I want that look, like, should I get implants? I do really appreciate his honesty, because I was very much like, let's do implants. Like, that's the look I want. And if it takes having implants, then let's do it. But I really appreciate his honesty. He's like, look, someone like you who has like good fat, you know, my fat came in handy. He's like, someone like you who has like good fat, like, you'd be crazy to put an implant when you have the fat to kind of create that implant shape. So I'm like, okay, I trust you. And y'all, he delivered. I'm 2 weeks out. They're going to settle in. Who knows how much they're going to kind of like fall down, but I am just really, really happy with them. Yeah, so I got my surgery done like 2 weeks ago. By the time you guys see this, it'll be like almost like 2 weeks out. And again, the recovery for this one was more painful. I think when you just get a breast lift, it really doesn't hurt. Like, it really doesn't hurt that bad. The addition of the internal bra, I keep on saying internal bra. The addition of the internal bra did hurt, like I said, because it is sutured to like your rib cage. So my rib cage hurt. Like, that's what hurt. Like, literally my ribs. Like, I just felt like someone punched me in the ribs. Like, that's how it felt. But again, like, I pretty much just took the painkillers for like the first few days, and then now I just take the I take Tylenol PM. Like, I was taking that for a few days, but now I don't take any pain medication. I swear, guys, the hardest part of a breast lift is how you have to sleep. So you have to sleep kind of like reclined up like this. So I have like 2 pillows on my back, my arms up like this, my feet up. Like, it's just, I have not been sleeping that well because I've just been uncomfortable with sleeping. Like, I'll wake up at like 4 in the morning and it'll take me a second to go back to sleep. But yeah, definitely the sleeping is the hardest part, especially because I'm a stomach sleeper, y'all. So for a stomach sleeper to sleep on their back, like, it's a lot. I wish I need to just train myself to just keep sleeping on my back, because it's like the best for you beauty wise. Like, it's the best for your skin and all that. So I'm like, you know what, maybe I should just like learn to sleep on my back. But yeah, that's the update on the boobies. I have no plans to get any other work done. I know I've said that before, but to me, I'm like, this is just me correcting what I've already gotten done. Like, I need to like my results. You know, I paid for it. I went through the recovery. Like, I need to like what I'm seeing. So I think this is also just like an important lesson to anybody who's interested in getting surgery. You know, I actually saw the Vakili sisters. I saw a snippet on TikTok and they were talking about it, like all the work that they've gone done to kind of like fix things in the past and all of that. And I'm like, it's so true. Like, it's not just with surgery. It's also just like with fillers themselves. Like, to me, I feel like people don't really talk about, like, we just see the good work, but like, not saying it's bad work, but like, people don't really see, like, sometimes you have to go in and get like something fixed or redo something. Or the thing about rhinoplasties, I feel like we're vision rhinoplasties. I've never gotten my nose redone. I'm really happy with my nose like right after the initial surgery, but I feel like it's really common for people to get like multiple nose jobs. And again, you don't know about it because they don't share it, but like, it's very rare that a lot of people are just like happy with like their first initial surgery. Like, sometimes they have to go back in and get like filler or like a laser treatment or something. Like, I just feel like that's pretty common and no one really talks about it. But overall, you just have to have like good open communication with your surgeon and let them know like if you have any questions or concerns or whatever. So yeah, guys, that's a little update with my boobs and just like a little life lesson. If you plan to get work done, just know it does come with its own set of, you know, issues. Like, you know, it wasn't ideal to get surgery done again, but I wanted to like my results, and now I'm like over the moon and so happy. So I'm like, if I just kept my mouth shut and just like dealt with it, like I wanted to be like 100% happy with what I'm seeing. So yeah, guys, that's the update on the girls. Again, huge shout out to Dr. Kavari and his team. They're always amazing. And again, I really appreciate that he like heard me out and gave me what I wanted. I swear some surgeons, like, they'll just gaslight you and just like be like, deal with it. Like, I just love that he like heard me out and we, you know, worked together to get my dream boobs. I actually showed him a picture of my dream boobs and he was like, you need an implant for that. Like, I'm gonna be honest. But I feel like he did what I asked for. Like, personally, I feel like this is what I showed him. But yeah, I'll give you guys an update once, you know, they're settled. And I feel like at the 6-month mark, you can really see what they look like. But hopefully I'll also give you guys some insight, because I know I get a lot of girls messaging me like, I want to get a lift because of you, like, because I've shared my initial lift experience. So like, I wanted to come back on here and be like, look, I've gone through the lift just by itself. I think you need to do more to be happy, to be honest. Again, everybody is different. Like, some people genuinely just want a reduction. Like, they don't care about the shape. They don't care about all that. Like, they just want them smaller. And that's one thing. But if you're somebody, like, you have aesthetic goals, like, make sure you speak to your surgeon, show pictures, and really do your research. I need a sip of water before I start. You guys know I love my Waterloos. When is Waterloo gonna sponsor me, okay? Because I feel like I'm drinking one at every video. This is the Summer Berry. This was seasonal, but we still had some left in our pantry. It's just like a little sparkling water brand. What else do I have to update you guys on? Let's do like in categories. Okay, let's do family updates. So you guys know all the kids are in school now. Kayvon's like literally in like the school system, which is like crazy. So yeah, we've like definitely been adjusting to that. It's honestly been so great. You guys know, for the most part, like, Mel was like a stay-at-home dad the past 2 years. So now he's been booked and busy. I don't know if you guys follow him or his business page, Mel Wade Productions, but he has been booked and busy. He's been shooting for a lot of birthday parties, like events. He actually got hired by like a pretty big celebrity. I don't want to like get too into it, but he got hired by a pretty big celebrity to like join onto their team to be one of his video guys. So he's just been really busy with all that. You know, now it's a different dynamic because we have like 2 working parents. Not to say that Mel didn't work the past 2 years. Like, he'd always do odd jobs. He would help with, you know, the channel, the podcast. He's been a huge help with like setting that up and all of that. But like, now it's like he's on other people's time and other people's clocks and other people's, you know, payroll. So now it's just like kind of just adjusting to being like a 2 working parent household. You know, for the most part, you guys know my parents are a huge help. They're here a lot of the time, but they're not always here. Like, right now they're in Ohio. I think people think that my parents are just like here all the time. They're not always here. So, I mean, when they're here, it's a huge help because, like, let's say I'm working, he's working, and we just need like an extra hand. Like, my parents, you guys know, they're the best and they love helping with the kids. But part of us is just like, we don't know if we want to maybe get like a part-time nanny, someone to just make sure like the house is running smoothly. Like, I just don't want us to like fall behind in the home as well. Like, I need a clean space to feel like productive and to feel happy. Like, to me, all this work isn't worth it if I'm not happy in the space that I'm in. And I feel like, again, when there's 2 working parents, it's like, I feel like people who don't have kids like don't really get like how much goes into running a household, like groceries, dinner, making sure everybody has clean clothes, like school stuff. Like, there's just so much that goes into it. So I don't know if we're gonna like take the plunge of getting like a nanny or an au pair, but it definitely would be nice to just kind of like have that extra hand. Because again, when I'm not working, like, I want to focus on my kids. I don't want to worry about my house being dirty or groceries or all this. Like, the kids have just like their own stuff at school, like just keeping track of, because they go to 2 schools. So it's like, one day Kayvon's school gets out at this time. One day the twins have this like party at school, and then they need this for it and they need that for it. Like, you don't really realize until you become a parent yourself how much our parents had to like keep track of. You know, right now Kayvon's just in basketball, and we're gonna just keep him in one activity until the new year, just because we're gonna be so busy at this ending point of the year. But we do want to put Kayvon in more, you know, after school programs. I want him to play piano or something like that. Like, there's so much I want my kids to do. I want the kids to like, I want to put Kai in some stuff. I want to put Mooch in ballet. I want to put her in dancing. So that's also another thing. I'm like, I want to put them in all these activities, but now it's like Mel and I are both working. So it's like, we need to make sure we can like drive them to all these activities, like 3 kids doing 3 separate things, you know. One day, hopefully when Kai's older, him and Kayvon can kind of do like the same sport together. Like, they can be on the same basketball team. And I feel like that, you know, things like that, I feel like that'll make it a bit easier. But it's like, that's why when people are like, would you have another kid? I'm like, bro, like, I want to pour into the 3 kids that I already have. Like, just the idea of like expanding and having 4 or 5 kids. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna have enough time to like truly pour my energy into like multiple children. Like I feel like 3 is already plenty to keep me busy, you know? My camera overheated, so I had to take a quick break. But where were we? Okay, we talked about just like family updates. We could talk about traveling. I have a ton of traveling coming up. I'm so excited. Like lots of like collaborations, which is like super fun. So you guys know we're going to Europe. I'm not like disclosing like what part yet, just for like safety reasons, but you guys know last time I talked to you guys, it was like me applying for the visa and that whole thing, and I was like, you know, thinking in my head like, what if I don't get the visa? But it came in the mail yesterday, so I'm just so happy that's ready to go. So yeah, I get to go to Europe. I'm so excited. We're actually going to multiple parts of Europe, so we are going to be collabing with a cruise line while we're there, so that's going to be really fun as well. But that's for like October, November. And then when I get back, we are going to be going back home for the holidays, at least just for like Thanksgiving. But not only for Thanksgiving, guys, we are going back home because my niece is due. So you guys know my brother and my sister-in-law are pregnant again. And you guys know my baby girl, Shahnaz, she's going to be a big sister. So yeah, my niece should be arriving to the world sometime in November. So I'm just so excited to go meet her. So we're going to go back for that. We're going to go back for Thanksgiving with the families. And you guys know my Sash sisters. I'm just so happy to see them as well. My friends from back home. So we're going there. And then we're actually going to be going to Chicago for a little bit during that trip. So I love Chicago. I went to Chicago a few years back. If you guys didn't know, Danny's from Chicago, so we did go to like visit her and her family, like I would say when I was pregnant with Kayvon. So what was that, like 2019? But yeah, I love Chicago, so I'm excited to go again. We're actually going because Isha has something special, so we're just going to like support her. If you guys didn't know, my friend is in medical school. She is a bomb boss ass. Okay, so she's gonna be like speaking at this conference. I feel like November, December is just such a busy time for us because it's like so many birthdays. It's my mom's birthday, Mel's birthday, now my niece's birthday, my birthday, the holidays, like just all that. And then you guys know, just work wise, Q4 just like gets super busy with like sponsorships and deadlines. So there's that. And then what else? Like just preparing for the storm ahead, even though I feel like I'm in the storm because there's just so much to do. You guys know now with the addition of the podcast, let's talk about the podcast. So with the podcast, you guys know we did our season 2. We started season 2, I would say a few weeks ago, and you guys have been loving it. Not to say you guys didn't love the first season, but we were getting feedback. Like we'd love for you guys to just like have more fun with it. More slumber party vibes, more girl talk. So Yasmin and I really took your constructive criticism and, you know, applied it as best as we could. And you guys are loving the difference. Like you guys are really seeing a difference. So that just feels really good. Yeah, you guys are just loving it. Like we've just been seeing such a good outcome so far for season 2. So we just want to keep that momentum going. The thing is, like you guys know, Yasmin lives in Miami. So we film here in LA. So that's also the difficult part, is like coordinating our schedules to see. Oh, I'm also traveling. Sorry, I just remembered. I am traveling again in December before the holidays. There's like a lot of things going on. But with the podcast, my sister travels from Miami. So we have to always like pre-record, and like it's just a lot of pre-planning, if you know what I mean. So like we try to have her out here like every 6 weeks. So it's like when she comes, there's a lot of filming. We have photo shoots we want to do sometimes. So that's like another like layer of like planning and making sure we get the outfits. Again, it's not like we have a huge team behind us. It's literally Yasmin and I, our assistant/editor Brittany, and Mel. Like that is the team. And then also now that we're getting sponsorships on there, that's like so amazing, such a blessing. But with that, there comes deadlines. So let's say a brand is like, okay, we need this podcast up in November. But it's like we weren't planning for Yasmin to come and film until December. So there's just like a lot of just like, you know, we got to just stay really strict on the schedule and just constantly be in communication to make sure we're all like on the same page. So there is that. I feel like the podcast was like a big one to update you guys on. But yeah, we're just so happy with it. We definitely want to like do merch, hopefully sometime soon. I don't know when. Speaking of like selling products, you guys know like my brand is like my ultimate like dream, but I'm not in a rush for my brand. I used to think like I would kind of look down on myself because I'm like, you still don't have a brand. And I'm like, I really don't feel like there's a rush because I'm an all or nothing type of person. I feel like when I start a brand, I know myself. I don't want to say I'm going to neglect my social media because that'd be crazy, but I feel like it won't be to the level that I'm doing it now. Like literally I update, especially like Snapchat, all that, like I update you guys daily. So I feel like once the brand starts, there's going to kind of be, again, like, I don't know. I don't want to just like talk out my ass right now. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but I just want to be a realist. And I know myself that I'm going to like pour a lot into my brands. So again, I just got my green card. I have like all this traveling I want to do, all this traveling I need to catch up on. So maybe it's not the right time for my brand. I do have a team behind it. Like contracts are in place. It's just about like getting the ball rolling and like right place, right time, and also launching the right products. So I don't want to just be like any other brand, you know, like if I'm going to start a brand, it needs to be something that's like true to me and like something different that I bring to the table, not something that everybody else is doing, you know. Also, you guys know I want to work 2025. Another thing I'm going to be focusing on, come hell or high water, is my charity. I definitely want to get my charity up and running, my nonprofit. Did you guys know it costs like $7,000 for the paperwork for a charity? I'm like, I guess I wasn't really thinking about that, but I'm like, literally I was looking into it. It's like $7,000 to just like get a charity up and running. I was like, oh, okay. So like I'd much rather spend that $7,000 to help the people in my charity, you know what I mean? So yeah, again, not rushing that. Yeah, 2025 was a good year for me. I don't want to like start talking about that now because you guys know I like to do like an end of the year, New Year's type of video, but I feel like I did achieve a lot of the things that I wanted to achieve. I wanted to expand on my career. Like lots of big things happened this year, like my commercial with Target, like huge, getting my green card. This was just like a good year for me. It really was, knock on wood. I just want to, you know, finish it out like with a bang. The podcast launch, like I still think about the launch party. Guys, I still think about my birthday. Like my birthday party was so iconic to me. Like I was looking at like old pictures of it the other day and I'm like, oh my God, I miss my birthday. Like my party was so fun. The thing is, I don't plan to have a party again until like, guys, parties are expensive, okay? I could have gone on like 2 vacations with how much money I spent on my birthday, but that's the thing. You guys remember I told you guys, I knew I was getting my green card, so I'm like, I know I'm gonna be traveling for my birthday from now on, so I want this to be like my last big like birthday party. I've never had a birthday party, so let's do one, you know? So we did the birthday party. It was so fun, y'all. Like it was so like perfect. Like literally everything about it was perfect. I loved that night so much. So yeah, I probably won't do a birthday party again until like I think I'm gonna do it like milestone birthdays. Like I'm thinking my dirty 30 is gonna be a birthday party, you know? So yeah, so I think this year, like do I have a birthday trip plan? Well, I don't really have like a set like birthday trip plan. It's just hard for the birthday because you guys know my nieces do, but Mel and I are planning to do like kind of like a bucket list trip, like dream destination in January. So that's gonna kind of be like my birthday trip, if that makes sense. December is just way too crazy. I'm just really wanting to get back into routine, y'all. I feel like anytime I start my routine, like something happens to throw me off of the routine. And granted, there are good things. Like for example, like I feel like I was like really good in my routine, and then I went to New York Fashion Week. I went to New York for like a week and a half. And I feel like coming back, it was like, so when I came back from New York Fashion Week, it was like Yasmin flew in and it was like boom, boom, boom with the podcast. So just like focusing on the podcast. Like guys, when I tell you the week Yasmin's here for the podcast, like it is power hour. Like we film sometimes like 2, I think we had 3 episodes in one day. Like it was a lot. Going crazy with the podcast. And then it was my surgery. And then with my surgery, I can't work out for 4 to 6 weeks. Like traditionally working out. I've been walking. I go on my walks at night. I can't just like not do anything for 4 weeks. Like that's crazy. But, you know, just like trying to stay in routine. I think the best thing to do is always just try to like get it to fit into your life and make it work. You know, I know myself, like I'm someone who's constantly on the go, and that's just how I like to live my life, y'all. Like I like it. I like the high intensity, like, oh, I'm gonna be in this city this day, I'm gonna do that on that day. Like it's fun for me. I know not everybody likes that. And guys, when my kids are old enough, like my dream, you guys know what Bramty is doing right now? Like they sold their house and they're taking their kids all over the world and like living in places for like a month at a time. Like that is my dream. Like it is my dream for us to like, when the kids are older, like we spend like a summer in Switzerland or like a month in Japan. Like I would love, like that's what I want to set myself up to do and give myself that freedom. So when my kids are older, like we can do that type of fun stuff. Like that's like a dream for me. Like, oh my gosh, like just watching our content for that is so aspirational. And it makes so much sense that Bramty is a Gemini and Lewis is a Sagittarius. Like those are both like the world traveler people like together. Like it's crazy. It's so cool. Like I would love to do that. I'm sure it's difficult too, but like it looks so fun. Like I would love to do stuff like that. I am also planning on cutting my hair, y'all, before I go to Europe. I think that's gonna be like, you guys might see me with a little Bobbiana. I don't know, guys. I don't know about a bob, but I'm for sure gonna cut my hair short for Europe. I just don't want to deal with it. Like I want to spend my time like exploring. I don't want to worry about like, I have to go get a blowout, I have to go do my hair. Like I want to slick it back in a bun and like keep it pushing. Like I'm trying to see the world. Yeah, like I don't want to have to worry about my hair. And I feel like a bob is so hot. Like Daisy is really convincing me to get a bob because she looks so good in it. But yeah, I definitely want to like try a bob. I'm like, if the one place to do it I feel like is Europe, so it's like, why not? But yeah, guys, that's it for the update. Everybody's healthy, everybody's happy. I mean, obviously life can get really chaotic and hectic, and that's just one thing I hate, guys. I hate that I can't like just like vent to you guys and share like if I'm feeling overwhelmed or stressed out without people like going off on Mel. Like my last video where I did that, like the comments are like, well, if Mel, and I'm like, it just really sucks that like I can't just like vent. Cause like to me, I'm like, if the working dad like was saying he was tired and stuff, no one would look at his spouse and be like, well, she's not doing enough for you. Like I highly doubt that would be the case. Like work can just be hard on someone, just like as it is. Like anybody who works a job can have stresses from work and it has nothing to do with their partner or whatever the case may be. So like that's just one thing I hate. Like I hate that I can't just like openly like vent sometimes when things just get really chaotic and hectic, and then it's just like somebody else has to kind of like get punished for it. Like I don't know, that's what's hard about like opening up on social media. It's like when you open up, it like affects somebody else's life, and it's really frustrating. Sometimes I wish I could just like speak for myself and, you know, keep it pushing. But yeah, guys, that's it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Again, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe down below for more videos, and I will see you guys again for my next upload. Bye, guys.